Welcome to our December edition of Let's Get Growing, and it's cooling off in the landscape, but we still have plenty we need to do. Well, remember in December you're only going to need to mow if you've got a lot of grassy weeds, or if we have a warm spell and you just happen to need to mow a little bit. But remember, we're not bagging it, and that's going to help mulch the lawn. Now remember to water your new annuals and your new plantings before freeze, because this is going to be an important time. It's usually thought that we don't get any root growth during the winter, but when we're in the winter time up north they get no root growth, but down here we get plenty of root growth, and that means that they'll be ready to shoot in the spring. And what I mean is put those new shoots out and not be sapping strength from the plant trying to put out roots and shoots. So let's put down our roots now by planting. Now we'll want to continue our major tree pruning, and remember, if you have to get off of the ground, you need a professional. Don't ever take a chainsaw off the ground. You need a professional. And remember to remove all that mistletoe, and it has roots that go into the limb and they can spread out for about a foot. So you're going to have to take off about a foot behind it in order to make sure you get all of that mistletoe. Now remember, we've got to spray dormant oil on our red oaks, crab apples, and camellias. Remember, superior horticultural oil is what we'd use during the summer. In the winter, we can use dormant oil, and that's going to treat scale and many other bugs. You want to fertilize your pansies and other winter annuals at this time of year, and usually a good organic fertilizer like fish emulsion, Super Thrive, kelp will work just great. Use a well-balanced, not high in nitrogen fertilizer. Nitrogen's the first number on the label. We want that to be low. Phosphorus is the second number. We want it to be low. So if you can get a 3-to-1 ratio, and remember, sulfur is what we need. Plant your trees, shrubs, and wildflower seeds at this time, because we just talked about root growth, and they'll be ready to go in the spring. The other good thing is they're on sale right now, so run down to your local home improvement store and pick you up some good shrubs, trees, and flowers for next year. Last but not least, we want you to mulch all those newly planted areas and any bare spots, because it's going to act like a blanket, and it will insulate the soil and keep it warm in the winter and cool in the summer, and it also helps us maintain moisture around the root system. And I did say last but not least, let me add one more thing. Feed the birds! Today we're going to plant an interior plant, and this is going to have, well, it'll look somewhat like this. It's going to have spathiphyllum, and it's going to have some wandering Jew in it, only we're going to use this white wandering Jew. And then we're adding pothos, or just ivy. And then this is the spathiphyllum, and these get up rather large. They can get up to a couple feet tall. And in this pot, they should do really well. I'm just cutting off these yellow leaves because they're going to drop them eventually anyway. And you can see that we've got brand new light green growth. And as we give it more shade in an interior environment, this has been in the greenhouse, it'll get a darker green. You probably know them as peace lilies because they have a beautiful white flower that comes out of them. So what we're going to do is show you the root system, so you can see that we've got a nice viable white root system. We're going to break it up a little bit and then make sure that it's the right height. And you can see we're a little low, so we're going to add a little bit more soil to the pot, but we still want to leave a lip on the container. Now then, we have 2 pothos or ivy, and see, these are already trailing. So I'm going to we have 3 of these and 2 of these. So I'm going to put 1 here. I'm going to put 1 of these here. And you know what? We have plenty with just these 4. We're going to start in the middle. And this is this is another type of wandering Jew. We just call it white. And there you see, once again, but you can tell that this is a much more fibrous root system, not quite as thick as the other one. So we're going to place this here, and then we're going to come around to our right-hand side and your left, and look. And all of these were just little cuttings that we stuck in, and it's been about, I'm going to say 6 months, but you can see what a nice root system it has. We'll break it up a little bit, and then we're going to put it to where it drapes over the container. And then we're going to come over here to this side, and if you'll notice, I'm just kind of squeezing the bottom of the container and then gently teasing it out of the container. And once again, a nice viable root system. And we put it in like this. And then last but not least, another little wandering Jew. Break it up a little bit and put it in the container. So we'll start here and fill up the obvious voids, which are between the containers. There's a little gap here between the container and the original plant. So what we're going to do is just take a little bit of soil and work it down in. And then work our way around. And here we have it again. Pull it away from the pot, put a little soil in. Then I go all the way around and mash in the outer edge. See if there's any little voids we need to fill. And then you look at the top, and as you can see, I've got roots exposed. And we don't want that. So we're going to put a little bit of soil, firm it down. See, here's a big one, and we're going to firm it down. Just make sure you have all your little leaves sticking out the right direction. And then you know that you'll want to take it and immediately water it. And then watch it for the next week or two to make sure it doesn't dry out or stay too wet. Don't kill them with kindness. They grow in spite of us, not because of us.